Hi, I'm Drew Silaski, and I'm a strategy consultant with PlatinumBlack, here with my colleague.
I'm Keri. I'm the Director of Integrated Marketing at PlatinumBlack. We're going to talk about Ebb Carbon today. I'm so excited. Some of their projects are in the Pacific Northwest, which I'm from Seattle, so very excited about that. Yes, shout out PNW. We're really excited to talk about all the great things they're doing with their marketing strategy and marketing programs. We have not worked with Ebb Carbon. Everything we're going to talk about today reflects our professional opinions and our positive assumptions about their work.
They've been doing some great things, and you know what they've really been doing?
What's that?
They've been making waves in the climate tech space.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, catch my drift?
I do. I see what you did there.
What Ebb Carbon is doing is interesting, and it's, I think, a more sophisticated positioning that they're doing in the space of climate tech and carbon removal. Whereas instead of just strictly carbon removal technology, they're positioning themselves as water infrastructure, industrial technology, in the sense of an economics first message, where the business outcomes and what we're doing for the oceans and a range of different benefits is in addition to carbon removal and positive benefits to climate. So it's an interesting message. I think it's, like I said, a more sophisticated positioning than some of the other climate tech companies out there we see in the market today. And to add to that, I think their value proposition and creating value with turning waste, with their technology, turning waste into freshwater benefits, more sustainable industrial chemical production, and then again, additionally, the carbon removal and storage as a byproduct of the technology that they're using.
I totally agree with that. I think the sophisticated model of their strategy and messaging, going after not just the carbon removal benefits, but leading with the business outcomes, gets buy-in from the finance department, the operations department, not just the sustainability leads at these companies. So I think that's really beneficial.
Definitely. I think that helps also to building credibility and how they position themselves in that way. So it's not strictly technology, look at the science. It's also, look what we're doing to help grow your business. Look what we're doing to help with positive climate change. It's kind of a whole host of messaging put together that creates a unique position for them in the market. But their website in particular, some of the imagery is great. The kind of diagrams that explain the technology, you can tell they've put a lot of work there. And I think too, from the channel perspective, you can tell they know where their audience is. They're reaching the right people in the right places, and that's where they spend their time and budget with marketing. I think for them, it's more about depth over breadth. So being in the right place at the right time to reach the right customer.
Absolutely.
Is that you can tell that they have that as a core pillar of their marketing strategy, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing they do really well on the website is it explains it to a layperson or the general population, but also is highly technical for the engineers that want to know how it works.
The way that they leverage some of their technical milestones or, like third-party backed scientific information, leveraging that as part of the PR and as part of marketing assets helps to do that, to really tell the story in a way that's less, here's marketing speak, here's technical speak. It kind of blends it together to tell the story to a range of different potential buyers.
Absolutely. That third-party validation and the parties that they've brought in to do that, it's so key to getting buy-in from the general population to install these facilities in places where people live.
Right. And I think with from the perspective of partnerships, I think you've got, what they've done with Google and what they've done with Microsoft compared to what they're doing with different infrastructure partners or scientific validation partners. It really shows the range of productive partnerships and what that's done for them in terms of marketing strategy and where they stand today.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what evolves out of their next project.
Yeah, definitely. There's a few things, one of which I think is how they lead with business value rather than technical complexity. So when you think about the B2B buyer, they're not buying the technology, they're buying the business outcomes. Second, I think, what they do with strategic partnerships is really interesting and the range of which they have them. So, we've seen through their posts and some of their content and just learning about how they've grown, what they've done with Google and partnering with Microsoft. in addition to infrastructure partners and those that play the role for scientific validation in this type of category with the high technicality, the complex nature of it. I think that also comes with skepticism and the risk messaging around that. I think what Ebb Carbon does really well with is addressing that head on and not trying to back away from it, because there's a lot of skeptics when it comes to climate change and carbon removal and what have you. But I think that the way they address it with science and business and, have their third party backed verification, and this is how we tell our story, really kind of neutralizes any of those questions that they may get from a highly skeptical buyer.
I agree. Address the concerns head on.
Yeah.
Before you need to
yeah.
fix it, have a
Better
PR
to get it
situation.
in the front than backtrack again.
Yes, exactly.
By leveraging those strategic partnerships, you have broader reach. You have validation on certain points and building trust in different areas with those key partners.
Yeah.
And I think that both, approaching with business value first and really being smart about who you partner with and leverage those strategic partnerships when it comes to marketing and growth in the B2B space are really something great that they're doing other people could learn from.
I agree. I think related to the strategic partnerships, less is more across all of these channels. You don't need a large website. You don't need a huge social presence. You need to be there, but you don't need to be there all the time. Use what you have. You're getting picked up in news stories. You get a video from a third party. Use those. Turn them into articles on your website. You don't have to do a lot of your own content generation.
Right. Yeah. And like as we've seen with their posts on LinkedIn and the content that's there, you can tell that they know who their audience is, that they've, gathered those insights and know where to reach those potential buyers and spending their time and marketing budget there as well.
Absolutely.
When you think about a company like Ebb Carbon, LinkedIn, website, positive PR, scientifically backed information, peer-reviewed studies, things like that are going to go way further with their audience than a series on TikTok might, but other brands they might really need that TikTok series. So I think what they're doing in terms of focusing, like you said, on the less is more approach is they're doing a great job with.
Yeah. It really helps build the industry that they're trying to create as well. Right.
And tell their story beyond just carbon removal as one singular thing that helps them tell the story of all that they're doing and how, the positive climate impact is a byproduct of this great technology and business that they're growing. So, Keri, as we're talking about what Ebb Carbon's doing with their marketing strategies and what they're doing well, we've seen their growth just in their social channels and what they've been doing. And I think that they will continue to grow. So in the spirit of opportunity and knowledge sharing, what are some things that you think that they might be able to do to catalyze that growth moving forward?
I would love for them to utilize their LinkedIn channels and do some more leader-led social. It's so hot right now. LinkedIn loves it. They can get so much more reach than just posting through a company page. I think it would be an easy lift for them to do, especially going into this new project that they're starting.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think it really helps put a face to the company, to the science, because since it is such a science-led, highly technical field, I think really bringing that human-centric piece to the marketing strategy is something that they could leverage. We were mentioning their website and their LinkedIn, both which are great and have some awesome content, but I think bringing more faces to the science is a great opportunity for them to help their company grow.
I agree. Humanizing the brand is critical.
Yeah, right. And like as they develop that identity and revisit their messaging strategy and whatnot moving forward, I think that that's a great place where they could flex and grow
some of those elements.
Yeah.
And we have a blog on how to make your brand more human.